What's up? What's up, J Money? What's up? Welcome in, guys. Come on in. Come on in. Get that out of the way. Right over there. I don't know. Who did Glenn Gordon? I don't know. I'm good, Tim. How are you doing? I always get stuck in my necklace. All right, guys. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Fireside Friday, week 9. I know I said this before, but it's just so weird. It's already week 9. Can you believe it? So I'm a few minutes late. Had technical difficulties, and when I say technical, I can't even say it. When I say technical difficulties, I mean my drink was low, so I had to fill that up for y'all. But yeah, so come on in. Welcome in, everybody. If you don't know who I am Lauren Carpenter. I am a writer for the Fantasy Footballers with Andy, Mike, and Jason. They have, what are the odds? Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me. What are the odds? Wado Nation, great follow on Twitter. So please go on Twitter, look them up. Handle, WATOFFB. I got it out right before it disappeared. Woohoo! Anyway, I'm a writer for the Fantasy Footballers. They have an amazing podcast. Subscribe to them. Also, you guys can find me on Twitter, @StepMomLauren. That's what I'm here. I talk about fantasy football. And that's what I'm going to do today. So if you're new to this show, if I call it that, if you're new today, that's what I do. We're going to talk about your week 9 questions, starts and sits. Duval! You like it? I'm representing today. So I'm not going to lie. I did have plans because I have a bandana and I have like super big Ray-Ban sunglasses. I say that because they're fake, but they are really cool looking. And I do have a glue-on mustache, and I was totally going to be like Gardenia Macshoe today. But it didn't work out. I have to like study his look and then get it down because impromptu, it didn't look right. And I didn't want to look like some weird like 70s, I don't know, aerobicize woman. And it didn't look right. So I will try that though because I really do like him this week. So I'm just going to go through this real quick, guys. If I don't get to your questions, E-Man, I will get to that one. Just make sure you repeat it if I miss it. I will answer your starts and sits as best as I can. I do have help. I always go to the Fantasy Footballers start and sit tool they have on their website, thefantasyfootballers.com. I also use Fantasy Pros, of which I was very honored. I was their guest, actually, on their starts and sits last week. I was a guest on Fantasy Pros, their podcast. You can find them basically anywhere podcasts are. So, Run Boys, thank you for joining me. Run Boys, that's another really good follow, guys. Runboys.net, that's Run Boys with a Z. They are fantastic people. Love them. FF Squad Leader, are you new here? I don't recall seeing your handle. If you are new, thank you very much for joining. I appreciate it. So, guys, this is what I do. Every Friday, I want to go ahead and look at the best matchup. So, what I do is I look at defenses, and I look at how bad defenses are per position. Quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end. And we're going to take a look at some people that you should start. And then I want to answer your questions. So, if I don't know it off the top of my head, I will crowdsource to all of you guys. And if you guys have different answers, that's fantasy football. That's how it goes, guys. That's the fun of it / hatred of it. So, whatever. Because in the off season, I love fantasy football. I get so excited. I'm like, oh my God, week 1, yay! And then during the season, I'm like, this game is stupid. Why do I play it? It's garbage. I don't like it. Let me just give you a little side note. I'm sure you don't care, but I'm going to tell you anyway. So one of my good friends is in one of my leagues, and he won our league last year, and Kirk Cousins rolled with him or look elsewhere. Let's see, Brian, it's going to depend on who else you have. I don't hate Kirk Cousins this week at all against Kansas City, I believe, correct? He has options, especially since I believe Adam Thielen should be playing on Sunday. So I don't mind that. Anyway, he won the league last year. He is now leading the league this year, and he also decided to get into another league, which he's in this year. So now he calls himself a fantasy expert, even though he has no idea who plays on what team, who the backups are, who they're playing, what their records are, nothing. But yet he's winning. And yet us fantasy analysts have to spend countless hours poring over this stuff to try to help everybody, including our own team. So it's fantasy football. That's how it goes. Am I mad at him and annoyed with him? Absolutely. Drives me freaking nuts. I want to smack him, which I usually do, because he's like a big Hungarian. He can take it. I'm like 5'6". He's like 6'4". It's like a mosquito bite. Whatever. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining. Welcome in. Let's go ahead and get started. I wish I had like some fun like segment music, which I will be getting together with a friend of mine who should be giving me some music because next year I might have a podcast for y'all to listen to. You got one of the, yeah, but it's so annoying, Run Boys. It's so annoying because it's like, okay, right. We can talk about it off air. I'm sure nobody else really cares. So, Wade, you said Cook great in the run game versus KC, correct? Plus Thielen and Diggs back, and Thielen's back, plus Diggs. Cousins is primed for a great game. Yeah, and by the way, I told everybody that the offense for the Vikings is going to be a balanced offense. They're starting to get back into the passing game to open up and stretch out the field for Dalvin Cook. Plus the wide receivers are, beasting. I say that in the other word that starts with a B. Because they're not getting fed the ball. So this whole narrative of it's only going to be a run game was garbage. And I called it. So I just want to feel cool about myself for 5 seconds. Thank you for bearing with me. So guys, find me on social media. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Stepmom Lauren. I also have my own website, stepmomlauren.com. And you can find my work there too. So yay, let's get it started. If I can do this. See, I press this button and it's just like, no, I don't want to work with you. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. But you know what? That's what it is. Who cares? So let's go ahead and start with the running backs first. Why don't you just go away? There we go. Let's go ahead and start with the running backs first. So yes, on the future, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to need as many guests as possible. You think people want to listen to an hour of me jammering on? Doubt it. I mean, 30 minutes is hard enough. Trust me. I know. So I can't even listen to myself. But guys, let's go ahead and look at these running back starts. This is looking at the worst defenses in the league. So some of these are a little obvious. But maybe you're kind of waffling between, two RBs here. So I love Josh Jacobs going up against the second to worst Detroit Lions. I know, guys, my husband's a Lions fan, if you don't know that already. So I'm by proxy, I'm a Lions fan. Thank you. I love Mark Walton, too. He's one of my sleepers. Can he be considered a sleeper anymore? I don't even know. So I love Josh Jacobs against the second to worst defense against running backs with the Detroit Lions. I love Le'Veon Bell. He didn't get traded, so he still has the volume. If he, Robbie Anderson, Sam Darnold, Jamison Crowder, and Demaryius Thomas don't do something against Miami, it's panic time. I mean, it really is, because this is Miami. They're trying to lose. So, yeah, J.J. season. Okay, yeah, okay. I've never really been a big believer in J.J., but did he? I don't know. Am I missing something? Because I don't pay attention to J.J., so, yeah, that's just me. Where is he now? I have no idea. See, that's how much I don't care about J.J., but there are J.J. truthers. I don't judge. So, standard scoring, Tim. Standard scoring, Jalen Samuels, David Montgomery, or Walton. Thank you. I would like to go here. Ooh, I would go Jalen Samuels there. I would go Jalen Samuels because James Conner did not practice again. Oh, let me caveat that. If James Conner does go, maybe go with Walton there. I don't know. Let me get back to that. What do you guys think? But if Conner is out, go Jalen Samuels for sure. Let me just keep going through this. Dalvin Cook, obviously, against Kansas City. Like, I know there were some comments earlier when we were getting introduced. Listen to me, like the royal we. Yeah, okay, not cool, Lauren. And then the 28th worst against running backs is Washington. No surprise there. I do like Devin Singletary, and I do like Frank Gore. Those are two that I think you guys can rely on. I think Devin Singletary's starting to kind of step up to the plate, and he's getting over his rookie heebie-jeebies. Is he officially ruled out? Because I know he's doubtful. So I don't know if he's been officially ruled out for Sunday. So I didn't look at that right before I came on. So you guys let me know. And then I don't love this, but if you have Derrick Henry, you have to play him. He's playing against Carolina, which is the 27th worst defense against running backs. So if you have him, you should feel okay about it. I know he might be disappointing to some people. Okay, Eric, he is still doubtful. That meaning James Conner is still doubtful. Okay. And do I know Rachel Carpenter? No, I sure don't. Sorry. And then, again, someone else said they love Mark Walton. I love Mark Walton too, guys. Kenyon Drake's gone. Mark Walton's the guy. So he looked explosive. He looked pretty good. It's nothing I would really write home about right now, but we never know. Never know. I like his opportunity. Again, in fantasy football, guys, it's about volume. And right now he has the volume going up against the 26th worst Jets. So he has an opportunity there. I like it. And he's a sleeper pick for me. So, hi, Kevin. How you doing? And let's go to our wide receivers, guys. Houston. I know this is an early game, so remember, guys, super early game Sunday morning. So make sure you set your lineups Saturday night. All right, so anyone who's on your team from Houston or Jacksonville, keep an eye on that because it's going to start early in the morning. But I love DJ Chark. I love Chris Conley if D.D. Westbrook is officially ruled out. I believe he is still questionable as well. Please correct me if I'm wrong on that. I don't mind. Actually, no, I don't like Kenny Stills. I'm not a huge fan of Kenny Stills this week. He did not produce like he should have last week against a really good matchup, and against Jacksonville, that's a terrible matchup. Now watch him score 4 touchdowns because, that's what happens. But yeah, Run Boys are right. Make sure you set your lineup before you start drinking Saturday night, then you forget because it's an early morning game. But I like Chark. I like Conley. D.D. Westbrook's banged up, and it's not like it's just a ho-hum injury. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a thing. And J Money, if he does play, he might be limited. So if you guys are really struggling with some bye week blues for wide receivers, because we have, 4 teams on a bye this week, I think Chris Conley could be a decent play. I'm not saying it's going to be awesome, but I think he's going to be a decent play. And then my next one, which I'm not 100% sold on this one, but I feel like I should be, but I'm not. And it doesn't feel right, but again, it's fantasy football, so who knows. But Allen Robinson, guys. So Allen Robinson for the Chicago Bears, literally one of the only people but one of the wide receivers on the Bears that you can trust going up against the second to worst Philadelphia Eagles secondary. So especially in PPR, he's going to be a solid play for you. Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup going up against the Giants. I really like this matchup as well. Those guys should be pretty solid. I think Amari Cooper's healthy again too, right? And so is Gallup. There aren't any injury questions with them. I don't think so. Let's see, Lockett. I love Lockett. I've always loved Lockett. Hot Lockett. My boy. I love him so much. I also like DK Metcalf as well. He's more of a sleeper pick though. So he's not like, I wouldn't start him over other guaranteed startable players, but if you need someone to plug in because of buys or injuries, I think he's a solid flex play for sure. I like DK Metcalf. And then, guys, Detroit against Oakland. Oakland also has a really bad defense when it comes to wide receivers, so I like Kenny Galladay and Marvin Jones Jr. He can be so boom or bust, hit or miss, but I think this could be a really good matchup for him. So if you have him, I think you can play him in this matchup. This is one of the best ones that you're going to get against Oakland. They're 27th worst against wide receivers. So, and then against Carolina. So if anyone listened to the Fantasy Pros podcast, you heard me just take a crap all over Corey Davis. And guess what? He didn't do anything, right? I don't think he did. I didn't pay attention because I don't like Corey Davis. But, yeah, I love A.J. Brown. But for some reason, Tajay Sharp is suddenly getting all these, snap counts and stuff. What are you doing? I don't like it. And I'm not going to start Tajay Sharp. I'm sorry, that's a total that held no one candidate. And then Tyrell Williams. Yes, I do like Tyrell Williams a lot. Play him. And then all the Detroit wide receivers will eat. I sometimes agree with you. The only thing that I will say against that, Rum Boys, is that when Matt Stafford makes a connection with a wide receiver during a game, he tends not to go away from them. Just like one of the reasons Marvin Jones Jr. scored 4 touchdowns in one game, because he gets laser focused on a wide receiver, and then once that connection is established during a game, he doesn't go away from it. So again, on the Tennessee side, against the 26th worst Carolina Panthers, A.J. Brown, Corey Davis. I don't like Corey Davis. Don't have him on your team. He sucks. A.J. Brown. I like A.J. Brown a lot. Just cross your fingers. Hope Tajay Sharp doesn't make that into a thing. It shouldn't be a thing. Stupid. Dumb. And then Don O.B., this show is about fantasy football. So if you're here for fantasy football, please stay. Ask questions. If you're not, you can leave. Won't hurt my feelings. Okay, guys. Tight end starts. All right. This one is really, really hurtful for me. And hurtful's not the right word. Disparaging, questioning, I don't know. TJ Dropinson, as as Jason Moore likes to say from the Fantasy Footballers, and that I actually quoted on Fantasy Pros last week. Detroit Lions tight end against Oakland. Okay, Oakland is really bad against the tight end. They're 30th worst. They're bad. But TJ Hawkinson has not been catching the ball. That is a serious detriment for him. So if he can rinse the Crisco off of his hands and finally catch a ball, preferably in the end zone, then I think he'd be a really good start. And I know the tight end landscape is completely thin, and you may have to play him. I'm sorry, this is why we drink when we're in the fantasy football industry, because of things like this. This is kind of a no-brainer. Evan Ingram. Vance McDonald, I know that one's kind of barfy too, but Mason Rudolph is back. They did establish a connection before Vance McDonald got hurt and then before Mason Rudolph got hurt. So I'm hoping they can come back to that. And they're going up against the Indianapolis Colts, which is the weakest part of their defense, I believe, is against the tight ends. So I like Vance McDonald. I have him in leagues where I have to play him. I know, seriously, he drops the ball all the time. So rinse that Crisco off your hands. Gross. Like no. I know olive oil is really good for your skin, but not when you're playing football. No, no bueno. So another one I like too, Hunter Henry. I'm so glad he's back. One of my fake fish is actually named after Hunter Henry. I love him. I hope he feasts. Jonnu Smith. Nice little sleeper there too. He had a great stat line last week. I hope you guys picked him up if he was available on the waiver wire. He does need good old stool stickum for sure. Jonnu Smith, great start again, especially with Delaney Walker out, probably for an extended period of time. So I do like Jonnu Smith against the 25th worst Pittsburgh Steelers. And then this is very interesting. There is a reason why Goddard's name is before Zach Ertz, is because Zach Ertz's been getting faded out a little bit, which we all knew there was going to be some regression coming up in that offense, especially because they like to feature the 2 tight end set. But Dallas Goedert has been featured pretty prominently. Of course, if you have Zach Ertz, I don't know if you can bench him. But if you have Dallas Goedert, I think you should feel good about starting him. So that's why those 2 names are up there. I think both of those guys will have a good game. They do try to get both involved. So I like it, especially against Chicago. Another one, too, in here for the running backs I didn't mention. I love Jordan Howard. There is a revenge narrative here that I know a lot of people may not buy into the revenge narrative. I do, because I'm a chick, and we are all about revenge. So I love Jordan Howard on the Eagles playing against the Bears, who got rid of him for no reason, and they were like, oh, aren't you so happy about it? He's like, no, what the hell? What? And then he goes to the Eagles, and they have him on the trading block. Like, he has stuff to prove to the Eagles. He's got stuff to prove to the Bears. This is going to be awesome, and I cannot wait to watch this game. I want Jordan Howard to feast, and I think he will. The game script is there, and I think the Rum Boys mentioned this in their YouTube video with Clock Management. Another great follow, too, by the way. It's at Management Clock, I believe. Garbage time points count in fantasy football, so pretty sure they're going to be giving Jordan Howard every single chance that he's got. So I love it. I love Jordan Howard. So those are the tight ends. Here are my sleepers. I know I mentioned these already, but I'll just go ahead and go over it. Some of them I mentioned. Mark Walton, running back for the Miami Dolphins. I can't believe I'm saying that. Even some of the wide receivers are suddenly becoming fantasy relevant, like Devontae Parker. And you're welcome, Rum Boys. I watched it. I watched the whole thing. I didn't just fast forward to the part where you name dropped. And by the way, this is really cool, guys. When you're a fantasy analyst, and Clock Management said this too, we don't get paid like a salary, like the big guys on TV do. Like, if they miss stuff, they still have a job. If we miss on stuff, it's our pride. So you guys literally will just either unfollow us, stop listening to us, don't take us seriously. So we put a lot of thought and effort and energy into what we do to help you guys for not a lot of money. We do this because we love to do this, and this is part of the culture of fantasy football. So I wrote an article series regarding tight ends, and I was just tickled pink that both of you guys read it and that you liked it, and it helped change your mind on some things. So that really made me feel great. So thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate that. That whole podcast, videocast, all of that was wonderful. So following independent guys, they put a lot more work into this than you may think. So just because they're not big names on TV does not mean that they know less. It just means that they're not in front of a giant TV in LA or New York. That's it. We just have our own stuff here. But trust me, we put in as much, if not more, research. So listen to me. I'm all like, follow me. I'm so great. But follow all of us. This is a big community. Get as many pieces of advice from as many different people as you can, which is why I love I love crowdsourcing. Everybody help answer questions. I'm not the be-all, end-all of, who you should start and sit. There are a lot smarter people than me out there, too. So get it done. That was a really nice pep talk. I feel like I should go, run 5 miles or something. And we all need to help each other. So, yeah, sleepers. Luke Wilson, don't like this one as much. I don't know. I mean, Will Dissly's out. He's a better athlete than Luke Wilson because he has 2 L's in his name. So, if you are super desperate in a deep league, suffering from buys or injuries, and you just need somebody, Luke Wilson may be available. I don't love it. But he is a possibility. He is a deep sleeper. He's up there. He has a good matchup. I mean, that's really why his name is up here. Otherwise, I would have just glossed right over that one. Obviously, like I mentioned, Jonnu Smith, after his huge game last week, I doubt he's really considered a sleeper or he's on the waiver wire, but he might be. He might be. So check it out. See if you can pick up or just plug in Johnny Smith because he also has an excellent matchup. And then because I'm representing the Jags, home state of Florida, not home state, my new state because I'm from Missouri. But Gardner Minshew, guys, it's going to be a weird game because it's in London, I understand, but it's against Houston. No J.J. Watt. I absolutely love Gardner Minshew. I love it. I love it. I love it. I am playing him in a couple leagues. He's playing outstanding. So if you have other quarterbacks, like, who would I start over him? Let me go and take a look at some rankings. I don't know. I love him. I'm like halfway obsessed. Who isn't though? It's Minshew mania. Another one, which is risky, is Sam Darnold. I really like Sam Darnold. Also a great matchup. I think he needs a couple get-right games, and I think this is going to be one of them. So, yeah. Thank you, Calvin. Both the starting CBs are out for Houston. Yes. I love it. I love DJ Chark as well. Minshew mania is real, run boys. I'm all in. Like I said, I got my fake Ray-Bans, my bandana. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but my bandana is a Tito's bandana that they sent me because that's what I do. I drink Tito's. So I don't know. So FT, I don't know. I don't know. Does anyone know if someone claimed Josh Gordon? I did not hear anything before I stepped on. Juan, SML. I know. I feel like I've made it when I get an acronym, SML. But I like Sam Darnold. He is risky, though, guys. Please understand that. I'm not telling you he's going to be 100% for sure. Like, yeah, he's going to explode. The upside is absolutely there. Hopefully Chris Herndon is on the field, the tight end. That will definitely help him. So Josh Gordon was claimed. Who got him? He was claimed, but no team yet. Oh, okay, gotcha. Waiting to tell the players. All right, cool. So no breaking news. Wouldn't that be cool if we had breaking news on the show? Awesome, cool. Okay, so if I missed any of your questions, please repeat them here. If you want a second opinion, if you want anything else, you guys let me know. The Raiders did not put a claim in, okay. And then Gordon was claimed, but they're waiting on the team to release the player to make room. Ooh, okay. Oh, that always sucks. When you get one, you got to let go of one. Yeah, that's sad. So, E-Man, non-PPR, James White or Sony Michel. Also Sterling Shepard or Marvin Jones. For standard, I like Sony Michel and I like Sterling Shepard. I think Marvin Jones is too much of a boom or bust. James White is more of a PPR play because of all of his receptions, and Sony Michel finds the end zone. And I think Sterling Shepard will as well. I think he gets a little bit more volume than Marvin Jones will. So those are my two in a standard. Do we have any others that I may have missed? So I got to reach forward. Okay, so the Barons. I do like Darren Fells as well. So Brian, I do like Darren Fells also. If you have him, just take a look at who you have over him, and make sure you check rankings or start sit tools, which I have on my website. I have Fantasy Pros and the Fantasy Footballers start sit tool. So all right, Rum Boys, you're tracking the Gordon story deeply. Awesome. Thank you very much, Rum Boys. Always helping me out. I love it. And then, how do I think the game script affects running backs, Buffalo and Washington? I think either way, they're a pretty run-dependent team. So if they're ahead, they'll run. If they're behind, they need points, they'll run. I mean, they'll have big plays, incorporating Josh Brown in there with Josh Allen. Josh Allen will also run. But I'm not sure if game script is really going to affect the Buffalo running backs. If anything, it's going to help them, whether or not they're in front or behind, especially by the goal line for the running back. So that's why I love Devin Singletary and I love Frank Gore. So on the other side of that, Eric, for Washington, my problem is for the running backs for Washington, I don't think it has anything to do with game script because let's see, Case Keenum is still in concussion protocol, isn't he? So Case Keenum probably won't play, which means it's going to be Dwayne Haskins, which means they're probably not going to be throwing that much. So I don't like Terry McLaurin, and I think they're going to be relying on running backs from both of those teams. Even though the Bills have a really stout run defense, if you have to play Adrian Peterson, I don't hate it, if that helps you. Bills defense, love Bills defense. Great start. Thank you for bringing that up, Wado. Again, like I was just saying with the Redskins, Case Keenum's probably not going to play. So they have, who is it? Dwayne Haskins. I believe Dwayne Haskins. He's not hurt. Sorry, there's so many new ones like Brandon Allen, Ryan Finley, whatever. So many new ones. But it's going to be Dwayne Haskins. Bills D is a great, great start. So huge day or only a giant day? Ginorminimus. Yeah, so I can cover all the bases. Ginorminimus. Because Maximus implies it like Could be Patriot-like level, which I don't know if it'd be that like level. So that's why I did Minimus and not Maximus. That helps. Definitely Playbills D. Agreed. Tim, PPR, pick 2. Tyrell Williams, Juju, John Brown, or Gallup. For safety here, Tim, I would go Juju and Gallup. If you want to go upside, like if you really want to get that huge upside, I like Tyrell Williams because he will more than likely score a touchdown. So I like him. And also John Brown. So if you really need some big upsides with big touchdown potential, Tyrell Williams, John Brown. If you're looking for safety and volume, go Juju and Gallup. What do you guys think about that take on there? So good take, Kevin. Sure, hope so. Haskins is starting. Okay, yeah, then absolutely start the Buffalo's defense. Heck yeah. Trent Williams is suing them. I'm not surprised. I am not surprised, but bad things happen in Washington. If you get surgery in Washington, D.C., I hope you're ready to get, like, gangrene. Because Alex Smith got infected. Who else had surgery? Was it Geis? And then Geis had surgery also, and his got infected. Like, do they believe in Clorox? It's called bleach. Use it. And then a kicker on the waiver wire. I have no idea. Because kickers are kickers. So, close your eyes, make a pick, and go for it. Just make sure they're the starting kicker. Preferably find one if they're playing in a dome. That's really all I got for you. And Rose asked you got off waivers for Lutz. Oh, interesting. I like Will Lutz too. Wado Gallup was I get picked for the Beat the Odds player this week on our show. Perfect. I like it. See, so I like Gallup. And then Kevin, you agree? High upside wide receiver 2. Perfect. Perfect. Yay. Let your team be. All right, McCoy. Oh, you have McCoy too. Well, we were just talking wide receivers. I do like LaShawn McCoy, so I don't know if that was related to your wide receiver question at all, Tim. It was Darius Geis. Okay, cool. I was right on that. And then Kevin, you live here in DC. I'm sorry, it's not a bash on DC. DC is actually it's a very historic city. But hospitals. I mean, these are professional athletes getting surgery, so I'd hate to see what us regular plebeian folks, what happened to them. Probably nothing. We're probably the ones that get off scot-free when we have surgery in D.C. And by the way, I'm being very cantankerous. I think there was like an outbreak of gangrene in one of the hospitals 2 years ago, too. Pretty bad. All right. And hey, Chris Molina, how you doing? And you have a good one for me. Oh, no. Pick 2 in full PPR. Mark Andrews, David Montgomery, and Jalen Samuels. Pick 2. Black sheep. Ooh, is Marquise Brown playing in that Baltimore game? If Marquise Brown is playing, I would go Mark Andrews and Jalen Samuels. If he is not playing, I would go Montgomery and Jalen Samuels. The reason why is that the Patriots have this uncanny ability, because they're good, to shut down the one first legitimate threat, which on that Baltimore team, besides Lamar Jackson, in the passing game is going to be Mark Andrews. So they are going to shut him down if Marquise is not there, if Marquise Brown isn't there. Does that help? What do you guys think? Do you agree? Disagree? Tell me I'm crazy. And then, I don't know who the Dallas kicker is. Bailey? Or did he get dropped? Okay. Samuels and Montgomery, J-Money. Okay. Harbaugh said he's going to play. Okay. That's such a tough one. We have to wait until Sunday. Because if for some reason something happens from here until Sunday, and I don't know. It's tough. You have no option but to play Andrews. I'm in the same option. I'm in the same boat as you are, Rum Boys. I have to play him in one of mine. And then Maher. Okay, so that is the kicker. For some reason, I thought it was Dan Bailey. Where's he at now? I have no idea. Okay. Cardinals signed former Redskins and Eagles linebacker Zach Brown. Thank you, Sleeper. If anyone's curious for IDP or for any other reason. Yeah. Anyone else? Anyone else? That was probably a good, 30 minutes. Oh, duh. Kicker, Bailey, Minnesota. I got you. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Oh, Chris Molina. Starting Hunter Henry. I am too. So you're trying to figure out a flex in an RB2. So thank you. You are welcome. I really like that Hunter Henry start. That's going to be a good one for you, I hope. Hashtag Skull. Yeah, you guys really, I loved Minnesota, but I love them even more after being on the podcast with you guys. I love you guys. That's what are the odds. So anyway, guys, you can find me on social media at Stepmom Lauren. You can find me at my website, stepmomlauren.com. If you do Google it, beware. There probably is pornography. No, it's not me. It's someone else. Although I believe I've overtaken her in the searches. I just have to go with it now because I'm so tired of people being like, oh my God, there's porn when we search your name. It's like, don't you think I know that? Duh. Don't Google it. But if you want to, go ahead. I'm not the boss of you. And then, E-Man, do you think Marvin Jones has the higher upside? Need the upside due to Coleman's slow game? I know, right? We're not going to talk about that. We're not talking about Tevin Coleman. I do think Marvin Jones has pretty high upside, especially since he had that really great chemistry with Matt Stafford. So I do like that. If you need the upside, then yeah, go him over Tony Shepard. Yeah, if you need that upside, yes. I think Shepard is a safer floor, but Marvin Jones has the higher ceiling, if that helps. So, yeah, again, guys, I'm a writer for the Fantasy Footballers. You can find all my work at stepmomlauren.com. And come and find me. And then, Calvin Walton or John Brown Flex Standard. Walton. Walton for safety, John Brown if you really need a big play. Because John Brown's that deep threat. And I don't know how much they're going to need the deep threat against Washington. If that helps you make that decision between those two, especially in Standard, I would go Walton. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I am so surprised I didn't hack up like a lung because I went to New Orleans, as most of you probably know, and because the French Quarter is so clean, and I was in an airport in Orlando full of germy children, I got sick. I always get sick when I travel, so I'm getting over the plague again. So, whatever. But anyway, guys, enjoy your weekend. Be safe. Hit me up on Twitter. Stepmom Lauren, if you have any further questions, follow me, share. I love talking with you guys. If you guys are going to the games, send me pictures. I love seeing that stuff. So send me pictures. Tell me, shoot me a video. I love seeing that kind of stuff, guys. So good luck this weekend on your week 9. If you guys are behind in your record, keep trucking. Keep at it. Don't give up. Year ain't over yet. It's week 9, guys. We got this. I'm mostly saying that for myself, because I am behind in several leagues. Thanks, injuries. All right, guys. I'll leave you alone now. Enjoy your weekend. Hit me up. Twitter, Stepmom Lauren.